Meeting of the Sherman County Board of Commissioners come to order, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as published.
I'll second the motion.
Been moved and seconded to accept the agenda as published. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of August the 11th.
I'll second the motion.
Been moved and seconded for the August the 11th minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills for $190, $940, $77.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We pay the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I also make a motion, we allow Michael Dorn to proceed to have the ATV event at the fairgrounds September 27th for Flatlanders, that he meets all the criteria.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded on the event on August 27th,
September 27th.
September 27th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I also make a motion. Rod had called and said they were gonna trench in a gas line to one of the buildings at the landfill to eliminate the propane tank. And the bid is for $81,7075. That's $8,170. And I make a motion, we accept that bid. We could get $2,486 back if the gas line is replaced by the gas company.
A second.
Been moved and seconded. Approve the gas line trenching. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I also make a motion, we approve the tax roll correction AAELT 013 at 514 Caldwell.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the tax roll correction. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
To be clear, that was personal property, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Did you guys get to see the fire board minutes?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Mike had talked to me about the getting the building or the property across the street. The bid we were going to put together. I had seen the bid before
Yeah.
this. So.
And Brett did confirm that the property is deeded to the county.
Yes.
Okay.
With there is the stipulation on there that if it's ever to be sold or not used for emergency services purposes, then it reverts back to,
Family. Okay.
well, technically to the company that,
Company.
oh, yeah, I'll see the deed of it over, but yeah.
And we need to approve the AI policy. Is that right, Eric?
Yeah, so we are starting to see more and more applications being used within the county that has AI in them.
Uh-huh.
And so making sure that at the county, we are basically reviewing what's being put out and placing that responsibility on the department head that's using it is the gist of the policy. And so having something formally adopted would go a long ways.
Well, I make a motion, we approve the AI policy that was created November 18th of '24. And you're good with that, Brett?
Yeah, Eric and I went over it yesterday.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded, we approve the AI usage policy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
We have a application for a designated emergency vehicle from Cole Salmons. And I make a motion, we approve that.
A second.
Been moved and seconded, we approve the emergency vehicle designation. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed,
I
same
think that's
sign.
all of it there, so.
Motion is passed.
Also a note, I know several of us went to the jail last week to look at the painting. I thought it looked very nice, and I did ask about the furnaces. We approved the new furnaces for upstairs, and that is in the jail, and they were installed too. So that's complete.
Very good.
How many are coming, Doug? You could be, I know Mike's coming, isn't he? Yeah.
When I was over at the sheriff, I asked him if there was anything else. Said the washer and dryer probably needs to be replaced.
Are they getting a bid on that or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, weird. Yeah. So he said they'd get a bid on that,
Mhm.
but they thought that was probably the oldest thing, and
I thought the jail cells looked really nice that they had painted.
yeah.
They've cleaned it up a lot and really made it look
Yes.
good.
All of the courthouse carpet has officially been installed, so that project's
Yes, complete, okay. We had a very good ceremony on the 23rd. I'm pleased, very pleased with the turnout, with the number of people that were there.
Appreciated Harvey's speech too.
Yeah.
You did a very good job.
You know, one thing I forgot to really mention, I was gonna mention that, you know, we actually all had a gift on that particular day, because we always hear about courage and what that looks like, and we see it on the screens a little bit, but it was really maybe the first time and the only time that many people will be able to witness that courage. So it was kind of a gift to all of us that we can now tell a story what we know what courage really looks like. So I meant to say that, and you know, when you get up there, you get a little nervous and
Yeah.
forget about things. So.
Still did good. I like that you mentioned that, how we continue to support them, that if they need help.
Yeah. And I'm not for sure where that's at, you know? Your wife is gonna do that.
they got their 501c3, so it's just still putting the pieces together.
Charles still calls it, texts me, he's still very much interested in helping.
Yeah, and I gave her all the information, and
He's really not after any more money. He said he has a salary and it can split in as many ways as he wants, but he thinks it's a very important thing to do, to help and be available, so. I think he would be a good resource if nothing else for us.
absolutely.
One of the guys from the Oklahoma group that came up was actually lived here in Goodland for a while. They're His wife and daughter were killed in the wreck, and his mother-in-law were killed in that wreck out on Interstate many years ago.
Oh, it was nice to have that group.
We can officially welcome Mr. Hall to the
Yes.
IT department. How many days you been on the job?
This is finishing week number 3.
Okay. Oh, very good.
And Eric hasn't scared him off yet.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Don't worry, Eric, they don't mind throwing people under the bus, so.
You can come on up, Doug.
I heard some chairs moving around, so you might check and see if they're out there.
Well, I think we have some of them from the fairgrounds, right?
Fairgrounds people.
Yep.
I'll message Mike and see where he's at.
Yeah, he'll tell you to be here and then he'll forget.
We've got a little bit of time. As far as the fence viewing, when we're done with county business here, we'll essentially recess until 10 o'clock to reconvene out there, do the road viewing. And originally I was gonna say we could just reconvene back in here and sign the order, but we can do all that out there.
Okay,
Because it's been published up, so if anybody wants to be present for that part of it, they could. It's still an open meeting, so.
But that's 10 o'clock.
At 10
okay.
o'clock, yeah.
Have you had any other comments
No.
on it?
And I've gone by and looked at it. I see the.
it's pretty cut and dried.
Yes. You'll probably reconvene at 10 o'clock and adjourn at 10:30.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll drag it out to 10:01 at least, so.
Finish it out there.
Yeah, we'll just finish it out there. Recess, reconvene, and then they'll,
Recess.
just adjourn out there rather than everybody having to come back here. Tax sale went well. Properties sold considerably more than what was owed, and by the time we portioned everything out, I believe all counties' costs were
Great,
paid along with a significant amount of the back taxes. So
great, great.
then I think Chad had a pretty decent outcome on the sheriff's sale of the vehicles. Some of the shape that some of those were in, I think for all those it was 7,500 or 7,800, something like that. But I think about the second Chad got those moved out of there, Rod was in there, got the weeds taken care of. They're bringing in gravel with some ground sterilizer and clean that area up
Great.
quite a bit.
Did you get a hold of Mike? Is he on his way?
One answer. Outside and call him, wake him up.
You can come up and we can discuss.
Yeah, you can get started.
Mhm.
I don't have none of the paperwork or none of that stuff with me.
That's okay. When he gets here, you can throw him under the bus. And
Yeah.
Yep.
This bus is getting big.
Yeah. 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 So, I'm sure Kevin's filled you in a little bit on,
Well, it's in the fire
Fire
board
board
minutes. Mike wrote it down that you guys are looking to move forward on a storage building with some
right,
other amenities.
on the ground that was
This is
donated to the department.
north of the current fire station. The
Yep.
Just right
land,
across the street, right?
yeah,
Yep, yep.
How big of a building is that?
I think it was a 80 by 100, is that right?
that's what was originally bid, wasn't it?
I think so.
Because I remember we looked at that several years ago.
And we only have one bid on it from Miller's. I don't know whether just by rights, we should just put something in the paper that accept bids from other projects, just
Yes.
to,
Yeah, you need to have a,
Uh-huh. Especially that size.
so that's something that would need to be done yet.
I know when I talked about Mike, we were talking about different options on how to purchase it.
Right?
And I don't know what could be taken out of your guys' budget, or has any grants been pursued?
I think they're working on one. What's the little gal's name south of town? Works for the college, does
Oh.
the grants.
Yeah, it's Wilson Henry's wife.
Yes, Wilson's wife.
Mhm.
I think she was trying to work on something for it.
and that is going to be, are there gonna be any offices in there?
No, it's
all-
just gonna be all just storage for like, EMS also, like the extra ambulance, it could be inside. Like a lot of the tech rescue equipment and a lot of the stuff that's sitting outside. And then there's equipment that's sitting over in the city department building it. And what Brian's afraid of is at some point, they may get kicked out of that building.
Okay.
And he's gotta find some place to put all that training equipment and everything somewhere else. And we have several trailers, training trailers and that stuff sitting outside, which it'd be kinda nice if they could be put away. Not only just for being out of the weather, but for security purposes.
How many doors do you think you're putting on that?
There would be 3 large roll-up doors that I know of at this point and 1 walk-in door.
Okay.
The doors would face south.
Yes.
And then, are there gonna be any restroom facilities put in that?
Not at this time. And it was just gonna be set up with a footer around the building and then put like asphalt millings or
Okay,
crushed concrete or something in it at this time. And then later on, if it's deemed necessary, then cement, whatever part would be needed or whatever.
I think the idea was just to get up the storage building first,
Yeah,
but build it to where it could be completed in stages. Yeah.
because who knows what's gonna happen in the next
Yeah, I
10,
know.
15, 20 years. We just don't wanna do something to where we had a
Yeah.
building like the county shop that you can't get nothing in,
No.
you know?
you get to come on up, sir.
You get to be part of this discussion too.
Yeah.
What are we discussing?
We're talking about the building for storage at fire department.
Oh.
storage.
You can
Yeah.
better explain
I'm
what
10
all.
minutes early. I didn't know we were already talking about this. Okay, sure.
I got thrown in here early.
Yeah, you
I
did.
should have stayed
10
outside.
minutes early.
It's Cochran is in
No,
the drought
yeah.
too.
We had you guys down for 8:15 for that.
Oh, I got 8:30.
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome.
You did?
Yeah.
No, that's not on ours, but it's fine.
Sorry, that's my bad. Yes, so we had Matt Miller, of course, he had got us a quote long time ago, it was like 2 years ago, when we thought we were getting that property. And that, for whatever reason, there was miscommunication between the property owner and me or whoever. Anyway, so that kind of fell through. And then also they came back and said, we want to give you the ground. And that's where they deeded their property over, right? So we are looking at wanting to get a storage building just the shell for right now, and then down the road, put in like a cement floor, and then a wash bay, inside wash bay, but that's in the future. But right now, just get the shell so that we can put all of our trailers that are sitting outside. We got donated a trailer by the Kansas State Fire Marshal's Office. It's a really nice trailer. It's turned into our new command trailer. If we get sent off to like what happened in Grinnell, even though we got canceled, but when they had that tornado go through there, they requested Task Force 7 to go and assist with checking search and rescue operations. We got canceled just because they had everything figured out before we got there. So, but they were going to take that trailer and use it. That would be their command trailer. And this trailer, if you go back and look at it, it's just north of the station. It's the big red one. That thing brand new, you're probably looking at $50,000
There's some
for that brand new
on the building.
So, anyways, so and then we have another trailer that we've had that we got through Homeland Security funds and everything else. That was already our command trailer, and that thing's getting turned into a support trailer. It'll have all of our trench collapse equipment and confined space equipment and a whole bunch of other stuff inside of that. And then we have a flatbed trailer that we use to haul wood in case we got to do a lot of shoring inside structures that are collapsing, all that stuff. And then we have two other trailers that are, one's for EMS, which is a mass casualty trailer that was given to us by the state. That was on a grant, I believe. And there's one for our region, and then there's two for our region, and one got placed here. That was way before my time. That was, I think, when oh shoot,
Dean Jens.
no, oh gosh, dang it, the very first EMS director after Bruce, Dwayne, right? So Dwayne got that one. So, and it was full of a bunch of backboards and a whole bunch of medical supplies and everything else. And when Mike Johnson came in here, that trailer got kind of revamped, and it is what it is today. So, anyways, and then we are still using the city's old fire station for storage of equipment and training supplies and stuff like that. And it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, that the city manager, if he leaves, we get a new city manager. We're going to get a city manager that's going to be like, you got 30 days. You guys are getting kicked out of this facility, and then we got to figure out where we're going to put all that stuff. So, anyways, there is a need, obviously, for a structure to do dry storage. It's either the ambulance, which is right over here, our spare ambulance. We can bring that out and put it over there, so it's not forgotten about, because it gets put over here for a month. So, for like that mass casualty incident that we had on the 14th, the guys could have just ran across the street, grabbed that 5th ambulance, and took off. Instead, it was over here, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt to drive over here, grab the ambulance, drive back, get bags, and then go. So, anyways, and then what else? Oh, and then the safety trailer that takes up room in the storage building over here. So that safety trailer was given to the Sherman County Rural Fire Department before my time as chief, and that was on a grant. And it's sitting outside just doesn't make any sense. It's a pretty expensive piece of safety equipment that's for the kids on learning how to do what happens when the structure fire or a tornado and stuff like that. So it's taking up a lot of room over there. So that would get brought over there to that building as well too. So that's kind of the gist of what we're wanting to do here. So,
Okay.
anyways.
And we're putting together, trying to figure out where we can bring money in from different areas to work on this. And, okay. Well, like we told, Doug had already mentioned, we'll probably have to put it out for a bid for someone else also. Yeah, put it in the paper to ask for
I've
bids.
got a copy of those for each one of you here. That's why I'm a little late. I had to run out and grab copies. Here you go on that stuff.
The grant you're trying to get, where is it coming
I'm
from
gonna
right
talk
now?
to Wilson's wife and see if there's anything we can do on
Is
grant
there-
on
Oh,
that.
on grants? Okay. Yeah.
we thought maybe a grant would be first, and then we can see how the funding could come in different directions after that.
Cause we can show a need for it.
Sure.
So.
Yep.
And it's got 6 doors, is that correct?
Yeah, it'd be 3 on the north, 3 on the south.
Okay.
And then 2 walk-in doors.
So how many trailers total are there? There's 6 trailers you have now, or 5?
Yeah, it would be 6.
6?
Yep.
Okay. I'm good with pursuing this.
I'm all okay with it. I really think we need to maybe possibly look at putting some type of restroom facility in it. Yeah, to have the availability of it there. We don't have to have anything fancy. It can be just one restroom if needed. But I think you'd want to.
Or even like get the shell up, and then when you guys start, I know you're wanting a wash bay too. That's a good time to possibly, if you're gonna do sewer, water, and maybe design in a restroom. I'm kind of like Steve. I'd like to see additional things to make it long-term.
Yeah, and that's what my plan was. Is just I didn't want to get a 80 by 100 structure and add all this stuff to it, and then we are sitting on a very, very expensive building, and now everybody's scared to go after it. I just wanted to get a shell with asphalt millings for the floor, because that's basically what's also going to be, just a storage building. And again, I didn't want to throw all this stuff in it right away. And you guys were like, whoa, this is a $400,000+ building.
Right.
This is going to cost way more than what we're wanting to do. And so that's why I was just wanting to do a shell, and then slowly,
Right.
when money comes in, either budgetary wise or grant wise or something like that, we can then slowly add things to it, like a cement floor, a wash bay. Because with the wash bay, we'll have to do a triple pit, and then obviously I'll have to go out at the attached to the sewer line and all that stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
And the 200 amp service included would be large enough to handle future needs for that
Yes.
building too.
Correct.
For sure, when we start putting the plans together, maybe look at some of these things of where you would like that wash bay and maybe the restroom and stuff like that to have it, so that we have the grand scheme of the thing saying,
Right.
we don't want the wash bay right in the middle.
Right.
You know, put it on one end and we can have all our water and everything on that end, because you do have, 16 or 10 outlets, and, that's a minimal. If you've got 5 or 6 trailers in there that need to be plugged in, we're gonna have to possibly look at, is that enough? You've got a 200 amp service, so we've got enough power there to handle it. It's just make
Right.
sure that, we can add on or that to put that in there.
Because we'll also have to add tube heat in there as well too. Because if you put an ambulance over there, it has to maintain at least 55 degrees or higher per state. So,
Yeah, because you've got R13 insulation in the walls and the roof, so.
right.
Would you divide the building into sections as, like if you did a wash bay, would you divide that off, or would you
Probably
leave
that
the
side,
building
yeah.
open?
Probably that side. So, the way, and I guess I can pass that around. So you can look at the wall part of it. So that wall part, like right there, that empty part, you could probably put a wash bay down the road right there.
I guess the question, should we just figure by maybe doing a section of concrete with a wash bay bathroom? We still mill the rest for future.
Right, but
But just take a section of it and split it off just to.
Or what we were thinking is if you get the building up, but then have everything ready for that design.
I don't know if you wanna segregate it off to where that wash bay you can pull it in there, that'd be your heated unit, and then, you could pull the vehicle into wash, move your ambulance out, and then put it back in there to have that heated unit, because,
Where do you wash fire trucks and ambulances now?
Right now on the outside and on the north pad. The problem is during the winter, if you ever drive by there, the sun
Yeah,
never
it's
hits over
ice.
there.
It's
and
all
it stays
ice,
ice for, especially if we have a long cold snap, it'll be an ice skating rink for many, many days.
Uh-huh.
And it just turns into a slip hazard, turns into just a disaster. So, and that's the only way we can wash stuff. Because if you wash stuff on the inside, you'd have to pull all the ambulances out of the ambulance bay, wash that, plus the walls aren't designed for being sprayed on
Yeah.
in that ambulance bay. So, same thing in where ladder one is at. That does have a drain pit. But the same deal there too is that if you try washing something in there, you're going to have water spray going all over the place. I mean, it's not conducive
Yeah.
for an inside washing area. So,
Do you have a certain timeline in your mind on this, or just open? Because I'm not opposed to this, however, you're asking for quite a bit of money,
sure.
and we're gonna have to evaluate that a little bit, how we're gonna pay for it,
Right.
and where that money comes from, so.
No, this is not a, do or die type situation
Yeah.
here. It's just, right now, the city's been gracious enough, especially now that everything's been turned over to the county, and we're still utilizing part of the city building. It's just a matter of time that we'll get another city manager that is not as nice and may turn around and say, you got 30 days, you need to get everything out of there. And then we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We're going to figure out where we're going to put all that extra stuff. I don't know where we're going to put it. So,
Have you looked at any existing buildings possibly that would be open? Maybe that the price would be cheaper in the long run? I'm just thinking of where
I haven't
Dan
seen-
Brenner building, for example, sitting out there empty.
the
We
issue,
would build a building for what he wants for that property.
right.
No, I have no clue
Yeah.
what he wants, I
Yeah.
think.
and any other large buildings are snapped up so quickly that,
Right. And the nice thing about this is that it's all right there together.
Sure.
So if you go and try to find we'll be in the same spot like we got over here with Med 5 or whatever ambulance we got stored in here. The point is try to make everything all together.
Yeah.
So it's more convenient or easy access for my staff to just walk across the street, go in that building, do what they need to do. Say like task force, they can just walk right over there, grab all their stuff, equipment, and respond quickly. Instead, you're gonna have to go to this one place, grab all this stuff, then go to this, drive across town to go to this place, grab this, and then go. It just kind of is non-productive.
Brian,
So, yes, sir.
I understand that with all the equipment and trailers and stuff you're gonna put in there, it might not be the easiest, but would it be feasible to design this in a way that it could also, in the event of emergency, double as a shelter? If you could do that, that's probably grant money right there.
Sure. I guess that's a lot more looking into as in interior design.
I'm just saying, I
Sure.
know that, if you have something
Maybe
like
the
that,
grant writer could work with us on that.
Right.
where you're gonna have to pull all that stuff out, I know that would be a hassle, but that might be a way to get the funds to get it done the way you want it to.
Sure.
that's right, even a portion of it would be, I'm thinking the wash bay, you have an area where you could pull something out of there fairly easy and yet have a wall and have an area, have a restroom in there, to provide shelter for.
Yeah, I just think if there was a way that it would be feasible and easy to work around, I think if you designated it as a shelter unit,
Mhm.
there's gotta be some grants out there that would.
It's a good idea.
significant chunk of it.
Sure. I'm open to all that.
Yeah, and I think Doug's idea about posting it in the paper to let any other contractors, if they want to bid on it, so we cover that area of it too.
Right.
I'm not saying Miller's,
Yeah.
I'm sure Miller's would do a nice job, but I think we need to let everybody bid.
Well, and we have to, we
Yeah.
gotta put that out for.
Yes.
Right. But I would say carry on,
Yeah,
move forward so we can go to the next step.
Sure.
You've got a basic floor design and stuff of what you're wanting. Now you can start thinking about what we can put for the shell, and then if we need to create some things in the inside to enhance it more, would be great. And then you looked at the funding to see what we can do, like Brett said, if we can get a grant and it has some shelter area for people, that's gonna immensely help. So,
Question I have is, so, okay, our next step is to go ahead and maybe look at that option, design according, then bring it back to you to look at again, or how, what's the protocol on this?
well, I think we're gonna have to, I would say yes at this time, let's just bring it back, because we're gonna have to start seeing, okay, let's say you've got a $300,000 bid here, more or less. Are we gonna get $100,000 in grants? Is the county gonna have to come up with a matching fund? Or is the fire board gonna put in a matching fund or
Do we need
anything?
to bring this before you even apply for the check, or should we?
I think you can apply for the grant.
Go ahead,
I
go
would,
ahead.
I would say design it how you guys think is gonna work for you, put it out for bids,
Right.
and then bring it back. You can go ahead and start the grant writing process.
The grant writing process, we like, once we get a plan, start it now.
Yes,
And then once we have a grant applied for, then we can all just keep you in the loop, is that kind of?
right,
plan?
right,
Okay,
that'd work great.
Uh-huh.
perfect.
Okay,
Well, this is a nice thing, it's a good starting point, so you guys are in the loop and
Right.
what our needs are, and see what we can do long term.
Is there any, are you looking at any other large purchases for fire equipment? I mean,
Not really.
to where
We
your
have-
budget's gonna be able to absorb a little possibly?
We did get a Dane Hansen, which helped with the JAWS,
Yeah, the excavation equipment.
which was 25,000. The total on that would have been, was like just a smidge over 70, wasn't it, for the package? So that 25,000 helped just that much in our budget. We have some resources in our budget, our rolling stock and all that equipment. I say we're in pretty good shape now with getting Brewster upgraded, and then we're gonna take their old truck and use it for possibly a prime mover to use for all that task force equipment. So we don't have to buy another unit or anything, maybe a flatbed for it at most.
Are you still selling a piece of equipment or two?
We'll probably sell Canaredo's little truck.
Yeah, that truck
stuff,
rate.
And then, I don't know what to do on the,
We're up in the air with engine 11, which is that 1993 International. So it's a good backup engine.
Uh-huh.
So that truck would also be stored in this building if we would do something like that. So, and if we got to auction it off, we got to auction it off. It's been a good, reliable old truck. It's a manual, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, a lot of people these days don't know how to drive manuals. So, guys in the fire department, it's kind of iffy on who can drive it and who can't drive it. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So as of right now, definitely Canaredo's truck 3 will be auctioned off, and then engine 11 is kind of up in the air of what we're going to do there. So.
Well, keep us posted on that too.
well, for example, that Sterling truck, we had the front driveline go out of it.
Yeah.
And that had to be custom made, so if we had a scenario like that the thing about that truck 11 is, it doesn't cost us anything to have it. We could have it sitting there as a backup in case
Right.
we had our truck go down, we could move it to one of the stations.
Right.
So.
I think we got some good groundwork to start with, and then see what we can move forward with, and I'll give you these back. And
Yeah.
Cool.
Looks good. Thank you very much.
That it?
yeah, send
I
your,
think so.
the ceremony on the 23rd was wonderful. Great job by
Yeah.
everyone. So,
I appreciate you guys being there.
Yep.
Means a lot to my staff when they see support from the county commissioners, and it makes them understand that the higher ranking elected officials actually care about their staff. So it means a lot. So I appreciate you guys being there.
Also, Monty Media this afternoon is gonna have Brian, and I just got filled in on what's good and good, and he's going to talk about that. I think that starts at like 3:30 this afternoon, or, I'm not sure what Marty's doing. Is it already on? Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
William,
I'm open to all ideas. Appreciate it.
Or you can come up to this.
what can we do for you?
Well, I'm just interested in letting you guys know what's the plans for the fairground. He had called me here last week about maybe being able to park campers out there for this pipeline that's going through and everything. And I just thought I'd let you guys know what is taking place and everything, and let you know there's just electricity out there. There's no sewer dumps or water for back there where the campers parks at.
Okay.
And then the wear and tear on the buffalo grass and
But-
things like that, but
Is it advertised as a camping area?
no.
We're running out of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, just totally out of room.
Can you explain what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we had, not just the pipeline, but we have a construction crew in town that's gonna be here for 8 to 10 months, maybe a year. We have the wind project north of Canarado, Ruleton. They're here. Then we have the pipeline. I've opened up as much as I can. I've finally got Calvary Church to open up their spots. They're gonna open up 8 of them for parking. The city's working with a situation behind Dollar General that popped up and trying to give that a temporary sort of situation. I'm not sure what they're doing with it. I just know Kent told me he's working on it. So, and we're just, we're running out of places. Jeremy Cloyd's one of my board members. He also runs the liquor store, the laundromat. So he's kind of been our contact. He's running into all the people coming in to do their laundry. We're just out of places to put them. And it seems like a good opportunity for Sherman County's businesses and all of the other things that these people are going to spend their money at to get them here.
Yeah.
And so that was why I called William to talk about that. And like I said, we're trying to open up everything we got. I talked to the manager at the KOA. She's got 4 spots left. And after that, then we're just going to have to shoot them wherever we can put them.
How many spots do we have at the fairgrounds?
Well, the north end will hold 30 of them. There's 6.
There's 30 basically plug-ins.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's 30.
But there's no sewer, no
There's no
water.
sewer, no water.
What is the closest water?
Water hydrant's closest one is at the horse barn.
Okay. So what would the campers do for that situation? Do you know?
No, I'm throwing it out at you
Just
because I
an
don't know.
offer?
That's the reason why I'm bringing it to let you guys know
Mhm.
and see what you guys are feeling about it. Because I was always, when we had all this hooked up and done and everything, the commissioner says if the campground's filled up, then we could maybe do something. But I have to have
Right.
you guys' permission before we can.
Have we put together a rate charge, a fee?
No.
No.
That's the other question.
So a fee, and then we also have to think about the wear and tear on the fairgrounds and snow removal possibly.
And as far as water, I talked to Rod Roeder. They can trench in water, and he is willing to do that if you guys are interested in doing that. So the only thing that we wouldn't have was sewer.
Okay, and my question is, I know there's a sewer line right on Main Street. Because the fairgrounds is hooked up to that, that goes right to the north of that. So, you know, I don't think we wanna look at 30 campers out there. You know, there's four or five poles, correct?
There's 5 poles and there's 6
Yeah.
plug-ins on each one.
So there's, you know, you could probably.
How big is your need?
Well, when those 4 spots run out at KOA, then we're gonna have to spread them around the community. We have 8 spots out at the church. I believe there's 3 more spots behind Dollar General, maybe 4. And so, but the crew's not all here yet. It's more the pipeline crews that have just the campers because they're used to rolling around. The Construction crew is more looking for apartments, rooms, that sort of thing. And then the
Windmill,
windmill people are in between. So we've got three different
combinations of both.
combinations of both, and it's just an opportunity for Sherman County to have a large economic impact by these companies being here for about a year, and I want to take full advantage of that.
We also have spots down to smoking. that
Yes.
We can offer to them
Yes.
also, so.
And Rod Roder told me that they had talked about parking some of them down there at the Smoky too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's water down there, but is there sewer down there?
No.
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 Well, there's an opportunity for the individuals to solve that themselves. They do make a portable septic tank that slides under trailers now. If they
Yeah.
get in a situation, maybe that's up to them to fix that.
Or we have a couple pumping crews in
Right.
town that
Could take care of that, yeah.
could help these people.
I know that we already talked a little bit about water out at the fairgrounds for trenching in a water line down there. Yeah,
And I checked with Co-op to see how their RV dump station is out there. If you guys be interested in doing something like out there, it dumps right into their sewer out there. And it's just a
Like just put in
one
dump.
spot
one
where
dump.
they go and you pull up there and you dump. Yeah. They don't have 2 or 3 of them.
Steve, can I share this with you?
And Aaron
So
could
this
probably,
is the map we use for fair, so it's got like 23, 24 spots on it, so. One thing I will caution on the water, it probably will take a separate meter, because we're kind of maxing out what we have there already, the main line coming in, so just something to think about.
well, again, there's
So,
a main line running
There
right
is,
down
yep.
Main Street in that ditch.
Yep, and the sewer line actually goes down the length of those
the
trees.
evergreen trees.
So at some point, them trees are probably going to consume the sewer line, but so far we haven't had any troubles, so. So that's, and we figure 18 feet apart for a camper in those spots.
I know I went out there during the fair, and the newer campers with the pop-outs and stuff, it gets real tight.
It does, yep.
Yeah, but, so maybe we need to,
And how many spots is that over there at the food shack here, the concessionary there in front of that building? Is there 6 or 7?
There's 6 plugs there.
All right.
6 50 amp RV plugs, so in the poles in the RV park area, what we call the RV park area, there's 2 50 amp services, or 4 on each pole, and then 2 30 amp services on each of those poles. And it's split up over 2 meters, it's divided really well, so the commission helped do that a number of years ago.
I think we need to move forward, get it set up and open that up.
If we're gonna do
Our-
it, yes, we do.
Our community could,
Yeah,
could
we-
use the
Yeah.
boost. It's stuff that we can use even afterwards, and
I-
how long
I-
does it take to run the wines out there, do you
the
think?
water line wouldn't take much. They could hook up a meter and that, there's a couple of places that have already, William takes a great care of that grass and stuff. Buffalo grass takes a lot of abuse and it can come back. If we're looking at some things for that, we also need to have a plan of, okay, parking. I'm not gonna want to insult anybody, but you don't need to drive right up to your camper and get out and walk in. Let's make a line that says, okay, don't drive past this line with your vehicles. If we're gonna put the effort out to do some things, let's put it out to where it's in order and work it to where we have the abilities. Then come fair time, some of the stuff might still be here, might not be. We can put other people in there, but snow removal and stuff, we might gonna have to have some more gravel in there. We're gonna have to have a road or something, but we're gonna have to have snow removal. But we can get our maintenance guys at the shop to come out and help do that. So I think we need to pursue, looking at putting a water meter in and trenching some lines. And
You wanna limit how many we wanna put out there?
I think we do. I think we do. I don't
think you
think we will.
Cause I
Don't
don't,
wanna,
I don't know if
don't,
we wanna
don't wanna
fill that
overload
up.
that.
Mhm.
How many, you got 5 poles?
There's, yeah, 5 poles, so we use 24 spots.
That would be
Can
So-
you send me that map?
Yeah, yep, so.
I
And that's
think,
about 18 foot, it makes about 18 foot
18
wide.
foot wide, that's what I was
spots, which
gonna question.
Steve's right, like, those
Slide
pop out,
outs.
I mean, they're
The
getting
slide
wider
outs
and
are
wider.
They're
taking
gonna
up
be
a
up
lot
against
more
each
room
other.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
it can get pretty tight, so.
because there was more out there for the fair, I think, than that, weren't there?
We had a few spots there, but they pull their vehicles up in there.
Yeah.
Or they some of them buy 2 spots, and then, so they have their little patio area, I guess you'd call it, gathering place.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
between, but as far as I know, nobody has said, like during fair, with any electrical issues where we've got all that split up now
I
on 2
haven't
circuits,
heard
2
nothing
meters,
since
yeah.
I put that other break.
Yeah,
meter in.
that's been a big help, so.
So if we're looking at this and putting a water line in,
I mean, I would think you could maybe do a hydrant like at each pole.
well, that's
possibly,
what that's what I'm thinking, or possibly 2, because you're putting four plug-ins, 4 campers on each pole.
Essentially, yes, yep.
So I don't know, but what you'd want to stagger your poles, one on one side and one on the other. The power pole to put a hydrant in there, because if you get 4 campers in there and they all come home at the same time, that one hydrant's not going to be
No.
able to.
Yeah.
But a lot of them will, through the winter, will probably just fill their internal tank
Right.
because of freezing problems too. You can't
Right.
have hoses.
That's the other thing.
Laying all over.
They're using a garden hose to fill their camper with. They're gonna have to make certain they keep them drained.
As far as the sewer system, that's a good question. If we can make
Well,
to
if-
begin with, put a sewer dump like the
all right.
co-ops.
Well, if we're gonna do that, Aaron, I don't know if you'll agree with me or not. We've got one dump that's right there where you can pretty much pull up to it. That's right there on the end of the south end of the horse park.
Okay, there's that white.
That white cap
okay.
that's sitting right there is another clean out plug. And that's already plumbed into the sewer and everything. That'd be the only other one, unless we ran a whole new line.
There's several clean out places.
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking on the
If you go north of the show barn,
right.
there's a clean out right there, and then if you go a little farther north, kind of in line, it's all in line with those trees, and I'm
Those-
surprised we haven't had root problems,
Right.
honestly. There's another clean out down the way, just a little
There-
ways. So it
there's
goes,
clean out.
it actually flows to the north.
There's three of them, I think, 3 or 4 other clean outs going down along those evergreens going to the north. Because the sewer line runs straight out to the.
Yes, go ahead.
sewer
Can I
line.
make a comment on the sewer?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, because of rodeo and we are on the road all the time and my mind's like when you get parked in the tight spots, you don't
You
want
can't
to
pull.
move your vehicle again.
Right.
And so like at a lot of the larger events that we've been, and I sit there and my mind's like, well, this is an economic opportunity for somebody, but they just come along and they pump us all the time. So I sometimes think you need to almost research our 2 RV people, the pumpers. Because I just know, like, once you set up camp, a lot of times you
Yeah,
don't.
and I think they're
And you
gonna
would
be
have to, like,
skirting them. They're gonna be
strategically
skirting
get
their
those
campers.
campers
They
so
will
can
come
get
with
They're not
in.
gonna
Yeah.
wanna move them. I wouldn't.
Once winter times comes, they'll put either straw bales around the bottom of them to keep,
Yep.
or they'll put some type of skirting around it. So,
I wouldn't add sewer lines. That's me personally. I wouldn't go through the.
There's too many opportunities to have problems, I guess is what I would look at.
I think if you open up the sewer project, you're gonna discover, it's gonna be an ongoing thing, or it's gonna involve.
Something happens all the
More
time.
down the road, yeah.
Yeah. I would think that we could talk to the pumpers and
That's what I would do. Or if they have their own portable,
tanks.
they wanna do their own, they can do it.
Okay. Well, then we will get with Rod and the city to put a water meter right on Main that feeds that.
We need to discuss a monthly fee then.
The fee schedule, yep.
okay? And,
Or here in the Smoky, because at the Smoky, it's, I think we only have daily, maybe weekly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
see, like out there, we've only got it daily. Like if somebody's going down the highway, they stop in and
And is that still
with
$10?
their horses.
Is that $10 a night?
$20 out there and it's $20 at the smoke.
20.
KOA charges, I believe, $50 a day, and they have an $800 a month rate.
But they,
Just do that.
but they have sewer.
But
They
they
have
have
sewer.
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 okay, so, you
But-
know,
This is also a place to park, so there's,
yeah,
if
your
it's not quite the
combination,
same.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, make it $750.
I'd say just pick a number between whatever and $50.
Well, I figured it up
If they need the
this
spot,
morning.
they'll pay it.
Yeah,
If you charge them $20 a
Capitalize on
day,
it.
it's gonna be
Well, and
$600.
you're right, because they say we make good money,
That's
we'll
just-
pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well then,
For the
What if
spot.
we leave our fee
But-
the same? It's 20 a day, that's 600 a month.
yeah, but if we're gonna put water in there
But what are they,
Yeah,
what are
we're-
they paying at KOA?
Around 800
a
They
month,
have water and sewer.
sewer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if we put the water in, yeah, give them another 100, so,
But do they wanna drive all the way from Colby every day?
Yeah. And we don't want them driving from
If
Colby.
you wanna do it, split the difference, say $40 a day, and if they like it, great. If not, it's not like this is the county's business, so.
right,
It's a happy accident for the county.
Yeah, we're just trying to accommodate them and get them here and keep them
Yeah.
here.
And then the thing is to try to keep them.
And we might not
over-
even fill it up, we don't
Exactly.
know,
You
but
might
there's a
have
good
to-
chance we will.
There's a good chance.
Yeah.
Keep
Last
them in-
Sunday, I
in
went
an
by the
area for
laundromat
the-
and there's 7 states represented there doing laundry. So we have people from everywhere here right now. And we're just trying to accommodate them and keep them.
Say
So-
700.
So if you do $750 a month, at 30 days, it's $25 a day.
that's just.
I'm good with that.
I'm good.
$750 a month.
$750 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a motion, please?
Go ahead,
I'll
Jeff.
make a motion that we allow campers to camp at the campground and the fee would be set at 25 a day or 750 a month.
And
Yeah.
adding water.
And we will be adding water lines, 2 hydrants at each pole, is that what we talked about?
I think you
Or at
need
least
to,
one.
I think 2, because, you know, if you're gonna hook 4 campers up.
That'll make my fair campers really happy.
Yeah, well, we had talked about that anyway.
It's been brought up.
Well, Steve and I were
Yeah,
talking
that
about
was a
that during
discussion
fair.
earlier.
You can split them and, yeah.
So that's a plus anyway for our own Sherman County people.
And that'd
And-
probably
and,
make
I
the
mean-
stock car guys happy too,
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
just
'cause they
comes
use it
in
for
because we'll
flat.
have
Normally
Yeah.
them
they use it
coming
for
in.
flat.
Right, so I make that motion, we move forward.
Is
So
that the same price for Smoky?
for these campers, yes.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. So,
Okay,
you'll get with Rod on Monday, or you want me to, or,
I can.
okay.
thank you guys.
You're welcome.
You
Appreciate
bet,
it.
you
Thanks,
bet.
guys.
Hope that helps out, so.
Well, yeah, I will start at the Smoky. When those 4 get full, I just want to bring one more thing to your attention. You will see vacancies at the Weber campground out there, but it's because the hookups don't work. So
Hmm.
if you see those spots open, we've tried, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
With you on
I didn't know we could.
Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll talk to you
I
then.
didn't know we could start talking.
That
you.
really gave me away, didn't it?
Thanks, Wayne.
I knew who you were, I wasn't sure about him.
Nobody's sure about him.
Everybody knows him.
Yes, yes, he was there, yeah, he was there.
I just played in.
I think that water
I
line
go
will
along
be a
with her
good
because I'm on
thing
our candy.
for,
I chatted
from
with
now
Dad.
forward.
Oh, yeah, he has nice things to say.
Like I said, we
When
talked
I was-
about that this summer.
When I was looking at that,
Okay.
I would get some, I know where there's a bunch of galvanized sprinkler pipe, and I would set them, hydrants in a galvanized pipe.
You went up here, you went here.
Oh,
We can
yeah.
get more chairs for you too, Ron.
Okay, so whatever.
We wanna make sure you're on camera.
Okay, you know, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm here to talk about buildings, economic boom, And then you guys were talking about manure, so I just feel right at home. Everything's good. Everything's great.
Affluent.
Huh?
That's the
So-
big word for it.
I was really glad you turned that air conditioner on. It was hotter than heck in here. It's like an old folks home, you know?
When you get older, you get colder, Ron.
I was wondering about you, Steve. So I guess the group that we're here with is, there's two things I want to talk to you about, but I'm gonna start out with the pavilion's gonna be 100 years old in 27 at the fairgrounds. And so we kind of put a committee together, and we don't really have a name. We kind of called us Friends of the Fairgrounds. And so it's Jennifer's on it. I got Marcia here to keep me in line. A.B. Cedarstrom. We got Aaron on there because he's with the fair board, keep track, you know. So we got that information, and we'll probably get some other people to do that. But it's going to be 100 years old, and so we wanted to bring that to your attention. And Jennifer's got some really cool history. You know, Jennifer is president of the Kansas Historical Society. Is that right? Foundation. So, I mean, I brought in an expert witness. So, Sherman County is very blessed to have her in our community to help with history and all those kind of things. So, I'm going to turn it over to her for a little bit.
Well, I'll give credit to Lloyd Holbrook, who did the research on this. I just happen to be a dear friend of his, and he bails me out of a lot of things. So Lloyd did the research on this, and the fair, it looks like first instances of the fair was in 1888, or prior actually, 1886. So those were the dates of the first fair, and that's on this page right here. The second fair was in 1887, 1888, and in 1888 it was called the Sherman County Fair. So I assume the first three were the Sherman County Fair. Then after that they kind of changed names. In 1929 it was changed to the Northwest Kansas District Free Fair, and that included Cheyenne, Rawlins, Decatur, Logan, Sheridan, Gove, Wallace, and Thomas. And so with that, it appears that maybe they were trying to make a regional fair, and it appears maybe Goodland was going to be that regional fair. And so in 1928, on that second page, there's an article about the Northwest Kansas District Fair, the counties, the premium exhibits, and it talks about having a fair in Hutchinson and then also one in Topeka. It talks about the North Central Fair in Belleville, and they wanted to make the Northwest Kansas District Free Fair here in Goodland. So why, we're unclear why the pavilion was built, as large and as grand as it was. But in 1926 it was contracted, and it was completed in 1927. So we would like to have a little celebration in 2 years for the pavilion, and with that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Aaron and I started about 7 years ago on the pavilion. We applied for a grant, and we were able to have GMC and architects create a grand plan for the fair committee, fair board. We've kind of stalled on that, but we'd like to start talking about that again. So the roof inside is called a lamella roof. It's a German design, and it talks about the roof inside as well. So
I think she's a little off on the name, though. I don't think it became the Northwest Kansas Free Fair until about the 70s, Steve. I remember my dad talking about it, and Jesse was talking about it, because it was a Northwest Kansas fair.
Fair, yeah.
Yes. And then I believe in the 70s they called it a free fair because there was no entry fees. And that's, but I thought it was cool that they doing this regional thing, but you look at the dates, so that this thing's built in 27, 28, in that range there. You got to make it a regional fair. Then, of course, we all know what happened in 1929. The stock market crashed, the Depression hit, and I think it just got forgotten about, legislators and all those kind of things. But I think it would have been cool to have a registered fair, a regional fair. At that time, Kansas had 2 state fairs, one in Hutchinson and one in Topeka. So there's a lot of cool history here at Goodland in that building, and so we'd like to do a celebration and do some stuff.
Well, before you go too far with it, Ron, also, it is a regional fair one. You guys have put forth a lot of effort, started by Zona Price and Dale Price, to have the Tri-State Royal.
Yes.
And like Brett said the other day, he said, you need to go out there and just drive through the parking lot and see all the vehicles that come in just for that day and a half show
We had 69 counties represented that
Yeah.
day from 3 states.
from 3 states.
So, I mean, they come, and so it's like that movie, you know, if you build it, they will come.
Right.
And so, I mean, that's pretty cool. And
So as I'm leaving the Kiwanis Shack on Friday nights at 10:30 or 11, I'm leaving, and there's a long line of all these trailers and dualies trying to get in. Because they want the parking spots.
one of the coolest comments we got was 2 years ago. We had some people from Reno County come, and they came in Friday night, like Jennifer's talking about. And the guy the next day goes, Ron, he goes, this is amazing. He says, we pull in here on Friday night. You got a carnival going. You got a band playing over there. You've got a livestock auction going on. You got people everywhere. He says, it's just like the state fair when you pull in. I mean, so I thought it was cool that we would impress people from Reno County. They, you know, described us like a state fair. But I think sometimes we need to step back and look at what we have, and it's really pretty cool. And so that's the next thing I want to talk to you about then. Okay. So we would like to do some. So this committee, I think what's nice about this committee, what we would like to do is work on capital improvements at the fairgrounds, not be a part of the fair board. They take care of the fair and operations and stuff, but this committee might be able to get together and do capital improvements. Of course, that takes money, and we would like to talk to you about maybe on getting into budget with a mill levy or something like that. I look at the schools. The school buildings are almost as old, but they've maintained them really well. They've maintained their buildings. They've done a wonderful job. We were able to keep a school, that was built in the 30s, I think, maybe
37 was
37. But because they've maintained them and set them, that building's still good. I think the pavilion's a wonderful building, but I really think that, it's a gem for this county. And I don't know how you guys work the budgets, do all that kind of stuff, but maybe, so I'm here to ask, maybe we could set a couple mills aside, just not to run the fair, but just for capital improvements at the fairgrounds over the years, because we need to kind of fix that building up again. Someday we're going to have to redo the livestock buildings, or, there's always building projects, but to go along with building projects, have a committee that has a long-term plan of where to put buildings on the fairgrounds instead of, put one here and then that, but has some long-range planning with some long-range funding. And that's what we wanted to talk to you about. And I think this committee I put together a pretty good crew, I think, or Jennifer did, or whoever. We all came together to work together. But that's what we'd like to do, is be friends of the fairgrounds and work on capital improvements at the fairgrounds.
The celebration's great, and I would sure like to see this building fixed up before that takes place. I mean, you look out there, there's a lot of windows that are just boarded over and painted over, and when I was out there before the fair, I really thought we needed to do something to this building.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm all in favor of doing something like that, whatever we possibly could. And it'd be nice to have it, like you said, done prior to the celebration of 100 years.
Ashley, what would it take, or Brett, what would it take to create a mill levy for?
So repairs to fairgrounds is within the gen right now.
Right.
So we can either keep that levy and keep that within the gen and then move that money aside to like a capital outlay
For the fair.
earmarked for the fairgrounds. If it's separate, we need to make sure that there's statutory authority to levy for that specifically.
That would answer part of your
Yeah,
question there,
yes.
because we do have,
We do right now, but if
we
it's
would
gonna
have a
be
levy
fund.
for the fairgrounds, but,
Yeah.
we might have to look at it.
For simplicity's sake, I think you leave it where it is, but when you do your budgets, you look at what the mill valuation is gonna be, and that's what you budget in there. It's 2 mills or whatever the commission.
What is a mill?
94,000 is a mill right now.
How much?
94,000.
So Harvey, I about 6 months ago, I did get a bid to replace the windows in the ag building. I applied for a grant through the state, but didn't get it, and it was about 130,000 for just upper and lower windows. Just as a
And when was that bid?
it was back in December, I think.
little over 6 months.
Jennifer, we talked about if we put it on the historical society, you know, or make it a historic building, then there's grants and funding available.
There's also stipulations.
But then
Well,
it stipulates what we can
So
do.
again, I'm president of the Kansas Historical Foundation, which is the fundraising arm of the state side. So, just know that if you apply for that, then you have guidelines you have to follow.
I just want to tell you guys something. You're talking about that building out at the fairgrounds. We do have that Heritage Trust Fund
Okay.
that you go to the state for. I collect $1 a page on all my documents. I don't know what you have to do to apply, but it's for preservation of historical buildings.
Well, by golly, we got one.
See, there's some, right.
I don't
We got
know,
100-year-old
I don't know
building.
if you do it, who you contact or anything. All I know is I collect $1 a page for that Heritage Trust Fund, and it's through the state.
Perfect.
So it's
There you go,
something might
Jennifer.
check
There we
into.
go.
Thank
I'll
you.
look
Got
into
more
it.
information, thank
Something
you.
you might check into.
Okay,
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
So to be on the National Register, I mean, you can't go out and put paint on it. You've got to go out, you've got to have specific paint, you've got to have guidelines,
Right.
you have to have approval. The state side is down to about 7 employees due to budget cuts and funding cuts as of June 30th, so.
That would probably be hard to do, is what you're saying.
It's
We-
a challenge. I'm
we-
not saying don't do it, I'm saying it's a challenge and there's stipulations you have to follow.
Okay,
And we do stuff better in Sherman County than Kansas does anyway. I mean, if we do it ourselves, we'll do it better.
Well, you know, that's the thing that,
So, you know, Steve,
I spent a little time out there
I know you.
myself.
So what's cool about the fairgrounds is, you know, as you know, that fairgrounds has been pretty much held together with volunteer help and donations. But I think we're at the point in time that, you know, if we could get some funding where we could get some money putting, you know, that we know where we got money coming in, and because it's a gem for the county and the whole fairground. I mean, I can't think of another event, bar none, that the whole community participates in and then that week at the fair. I mean, and the fairgrounds gets used all the time. We do a lot of good stuff. But that week of the fair, you know, the reunion pulls a lot of people in, but we have people making their own vacations to come back. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah,
They're just, and nobody, we don't have a better home carnival. We don't have a better fair board. We don't have a better fairground. I mean, nobody has better than what we have, but we need to, I think it's time that we need to invest a little money back into it and kind of, so we have a fund so that we can do some capital improvements. But when you do capital improvements, you need a committee together that has the long-range plan so that we don't overstep on people, you know, so.
So I'll echo off of Ron there just a little bit. So I had a question during the fair, who does your maintenance on your rides? And I said, well, it's a group of volunteers that work every Wednesday night. And that question came from Cheyenne County Fair, Carnival, and they were the pioneer in home loan carnivals. So, I mean, that's a feather in our carnival group's hat because
Yeah.
to get that question from them.
So that's what we wanted to talk to you about, and if we wanted to let you know about the celebration, but if there's any way we could, you know, just get some, you know, some funding to start on stuff, and the funding, I know we're maybe probably a year out from doing stuff, but like just the windows alone are $133,000, and that'd be in 27, and, you know, we've got all kinds of ideas about a gala for that thing, but it's a cool building, so, and we could make it an economic boom. Where's that guy at? You know, we could advertise that thing, you know, having 20 people dress up in the 20s. I mean, you could make us a big celebration, but we could make it an economic boom for that week, so.
I don't know.
Jessica will do the celebration for you. That's her forte.
Okay.
So, but yes, we can do.
Well, can we bring the horse racing back?
Yeah.
You know, when you start talking horse racing and some things like that, that really dates it.
That's right.
Because I remember there used to be harness racing for a long time out there, and there was a line of stalls on the north end of the fairgrounds by the racetrack
Yes.
where the horse racers stayed. And then, you know, the food building went in like,
It's 50, well, it's 50 years old.
Yeah.
The Kiwanis building or the
Yeah.
Wood Methodist.
because before that there were
Shacks.
5 shacks. The Kiwanis shack was, I don't even think it was this big. It was probably half the size of this
I
one.
can send you the history of that one too. I can send you the history of all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember the Catholic booth was on the outer edge, kind of where the swing set is now.
The Episcopal ladies had clothing so that the carnival people could purchase clothing, garage sale items. All the other ones had food booths.
So Ron, you guys already have a committee that's kind of looking at capital this.
Yes.
So could you look at this building and kind of come up with things that we need to have done and then bring it to us? And
Sure.
And while you guys work on that, we'll figure out what we can
Sure.
do budget wise and.
We can do that.
And
Yeah, put priorities, like what can we
Yeah.
do first and get as much done as we can before 27. I'd like to see a celebration.
Well, the probably the windows and
Yeah.
anything we can do to.
Entice. Well, look at this
Yeah.
picture. How beautiful is this?
Yeah.
I know. You
Isn't
look
that
at that
gorgeous?
and you go,
You look at the ceiling and that's beautiful, but you need to look at the cement. I don't think there's a crack in that cement. I mean, it's just, whoever laid that cement did
Did a
a
good
fabulous
job.
job.
Well, and they played shuffleboard out there, and
There's all kinds of.
all those things are still. There's some imprints out there of that
Yes.
stuff.
Well, we appreciate your time, and that's what we'd like to do. And I just think it'd be great. So we'll get back to you with it, like in a month. How would that be?
Great.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for this.
Okay. Don't go anywhere, Ron. You gotta.
Oh,
You're still on.
You're still on.
You and Jennifer want to change seats?
yeah. You
Change half.
here, Jennifer. You sit in that chair. Then we'll go that way.
No.
It's all the best.
We'll get together before.
I guess Amy and I kind of,
We wanna do,
I guess we stay on fairground.
Yeah.
yeah, can we ask one last?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one other project.
You guys want to come up? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes. On this move.
okay.
Set on the rail. I don't care.
So we've had, the carnival group's had this discussion over the years with the tent, and replacing that with more of a permanent structure. So, we used to babysit the tent for like a week, and then it kind of got expanded a little more and a little more. We use it for the dog show, we use it for Tri-State Royal, and now we're up to about a 3-week time frame that we babysit this thing. We've had, stakes come out with storms and, and so forth. We've gotten pretty good at restaking it, and making sure it's, that we watch it and so forth. But this year we've restaked it 3 times. Part of it did come down. There was nothing under it. It was in between the dog show and the fair. So, there was no damages done or anything like that. And it has come down before because of weather and so forth. But so it kind of gained some momentum again about replacing that tent with some sort of more permanent shelter structure. So we kind of started down that path. Matt Miller gave us a quote for a shelter, a 50 by 100 shelter. The tent's 40 by 100. It would be nice if it was just a touch wider. So that conversation is, continuing with the carnival group and so forth. So I visited with Amy, maybe as some help from Farm Bureau, and I think maybe
We meet next week.
yeah, so they're
But,
gonna,
yeah.
it's kind of a substantial commitment
Yeah.
to help with it.
And
And then turn around, and if we can get that, we can hopefully match that with some Hanson money or some
Grant.
foundation money. So, and then we need a little bit more, probably to, finish out, but we would start a campaign of, selling concrete squares and inlaying bricks with names on it or something like that. So we're just making you aware of that.
But
We're not,
on that grant application, we would need, because that ground is owned by you guys. We'll need
You
your
would need
support.
support, yes.
yeah, and we've done that before. I've asked Ashley to
Uh-huh.
provide a letter for, when we did, what was it, the holding stalls at the,
Can't remember.
we did it a couple times,
Yeah.
yeah, so, but just a letter of
Well,
support.
if you had a
so-
building there, you wouldn't have to rent the tent no more, would you?
Correct, it was costing us about $5,000 now for
Mhm.
that time
So
frame.
you could use that
Money
another
toward, that's,
direction,
yes,
yes.
yep, and not have to babysit it, so.
No.
It's,
So if you're looking at this building, then how would it fit into the plans that we were just talking about?
See, that would be the other thing. Is that something that the fair,
and we could certainly
Would
use this
want.
for other things too, like during 4th of July, we could put picnic tables under it as a shade,
Yep.
place.
Would it be?
We could still use it for the dog show. I do, so,
It's,
um,
doesn't have walls.
it's,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
so
it's just a free.
Okay, yeah, it's an open face building.
It is,
Yeah.
correct. So it just has it's a little bit steeper peak, so it kind of emulates the tent
Right,
than a normal, pre-engineered building that's a little bit flatter, but it would have all open sides.
steel.
It would be steel, yes, yep. A
Mhm.
pre-engineered.
Concrete underneath or stay with the grass?
We figured we'd probably have to go with concrete, and the price includes a concrete floor. They would put a footer in it around, so if we ever did enclose it, it would be
It's
set
support
up
it.
for
Mhm.
that, correct, yeah. So I'm hoping, I would like to leave it open. I think it, so it doesn't turn into look like a storage unit,
Yeah.
kind of deal. So,
Well,
but-
go back to Jennifer and history. You remember the VFW bingo parlor?
Yeah.
And it was an open faced.
Yep. So, and this opens, I've called it the community event plaza more than just the game tent, because when we go to apply for grants, if you can do kind of
Mhm.
more of a,
But you could do a lot more with it.
we could,
Well,
yes,
we even
absolutely.
had the ice skating, I have a grand Christmas idea.
Yeah.
Ice
And
skating, Santa Claus in the pavilion.
styrofoam surround and, yeah.
That is possible. We, in
Yeah. Julie's looking.
Ukiah, where I work, we put one in on Main Street every Christmas. And you just contact a company, they come in, they have a portable unit, we kept it for a month out there. And it's fairly easy they do the setup, but you gotta have somebody to run it, you gotta have all that, would have to be volunteers, but that could totally be done.
I'd personally pay for that on one condition, and that is that Ron has to be the first skater.
Doesn't say you have to be on skates, Ron.
Oh, it's in the fine print.
How wide a blade,
Yeah. So I just wanted to make you kind of aware of this, that, we're not asking for any money. We would certainly, take some support of any kind, but.
Yeah, because it could be, we're even talking maybe a match day, like,
So
depending on where our
Yeah.
funding is, we may put it on the match.
Right.
foundation has changed their rules a little bit where you have to have a fund at the foundation to be on match day. So both the carnival and the pavilion have a fund. So there's two funds established at the foundation for the purpose of improvements within the carnival, and then one for improvements on the pavilion. So they're both eligible for match day.
So you're good there.
So we got Dane
The-
Hanson,
Yes.
we're kind of hitting.
Opening the building that you're proposing, would that be supported by the Carnival Foundation or a group to help put money into that,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah, so this is kind of a carnival project, so we're routing everything through the carnival right
Okay.
now. But with collaboration between Farm Bureau, Fair Board,
All
Dane
of it.
Hanson.
You guys get allowing, because it is your ground.
Yeah.
And that is in those grants, we have to express that you approve it.
Mhm.
I don't think we have any problem approving it.
I like it.
Just have it.
Well, even safety of not having the tent
It makes-
is another issue
It
too.
makes,
Big
yes, like
liability.
when the wind comes up, we have people stationed around it,
Mhm.
like to watch the stakes, because, people flock to it when you shouldn't, and so
Mhm.
Well,
we just make
and-
sure, we know how to monitor that thing really close. We've gotten really good at it over the years.
not that I'm clumsy or anything, but I have tripped over a stake or caught it,
Yep,
Yeah,
a few times,
Yep.
so.
so,
I'm good with it.
Do we need to make a motion on that we approve that? I'll make the motion. That we approve the,
I'll second the motion that we allow them to pursue this, so.
So that we have the support of the county on the grants. So, been moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yep.
yes, thank
Let
you.
us know what we can do to help you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Revolving chairs here.
Okay, so now we have, and I've got an error back here. Brett caught my error.
Now we're back to topside.
Topside.
So yesterday we met, and we're gonna take it all the way back here.
That's the way I understood it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So that's extended more to the,
This right
to
here.
the south.
They'd like this
Come all the way.
way to the fence of the water treatment.
Okay.
So what we've realized is, at Topside Banner, I'm president, Ron's on the board, and what we've realized is In this grand plan, we didn't do anything with storage unit. We have no storage. We have extra beds. We don't have where to put the beds. In case you didn't know, a lot of people, by law, we have to provide a bed to each resident of our facility. And the number of people that don't want to sleep in a bed is, they prefer a lazy chair or a lazy boy, or there's special chairs now made for people
It'll
to
be
sleep in.
me.
So,
I'm already there.
yeah, so, but we have to provide a chair, we have to provide a bed for each resident. With that, some people want the rooms crowded with a large lazy boy and a bed, and so they don't want it. So we need a storage unit for different things within our facility. We do have a nice sized garage, but we also have other things in that garage. So we're wanting to build a storage unit, and so we were trying to figure out where to build this unit. And there's just this back side, on the west side, there is just a little bit we have a retention pond that we have to have by law there as well. But if we could have just a little bit, is it 50 yards or 75 yards?
I think it's 50.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 50 yards is what the city of Goodland owns, and we were gonna try and negotiate with them to see if we could obtain that, just for the county side to expand our property line just a little bit. We don't wanna use the stuff to the south. We don't wanna put a storage unit right in there in the event that we would expand and have a sister facility just right next to us, or
Right.
if we could duplicate this at some point. Ron's generation hasn't hit our facility yet, so.
Ron!
Marcia's going, not yet.
You got close.
She's
There's
got
thoughts.
my room picked out. It's already out in my
I
room.
picked our rooms out when they were building it, so.
So,
When we talked yesterday, it was mainly just, we need to, where it's gonna be county-owned property, we need to talk with Kent and see if there's any interest in what they'd be willing to do to
Okay.
allow us to purchase that, or a gift, or however they wanna do it. But it's not very much acreage, and it would give them a good buffer to put their storage building and whatever else they need to right there.
so that City of Goodland property is farmed actually by Amy and Greg Cedarstrom. So, there's a little patch there, you see it's, I don't know, 50 yards, it's really not farmed, so
It's an odd piece of,
just,
it fits into us really well.
Mhm.
So, and I don't, so we're not asking for money for a building, we're just wanting to get the right to get that.
Square it up.
grant.
We like those ideas.
Yeah, I know. That's good.
do we
I've
have-
sat here for an hour and you guys got hit up for a lot of money. That's right now.
Good.
Should we have Kent, can we ask him to attend our next meeting?
We can do that, or if one of you guys wanna talk to him, or I can, and just see if there's any interest, show him the map, and that'd be the first step, and then.
Why don't you take the first step and talk to him and Jake and
And then if he wants to discuss it with us or whoever, we could meet with him. Okay? I'd like to pursue this,
Sure.
so you guys can move forward. But you would put the building to the north end here.
yes,
by
we'd
the
have it
street.
there by
Yes,
the,
yes.
yeah, by the,
Right by the street, actually.
Yes.
yes.
And then those guys can take those beds, there's asphalt, where they can just wheel those beds right around into that cement,
Yes.
right back up in there.
Okay.
Need a motion for that, to pursue that.
I'll make a motion, we pursue land acquisition on the west side of our topside manor property from the city of Goodland.
A second.
been moved and seconded. We look at access and availability for land. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
See you later.
Eric, can you scroll that just a little bit? Okay.
Are we there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that executive session?
I'll go talk to my folks, get that stuff done this morning. Okay, I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session for non-elected personnel.
For how long?
15 minutes.
15 minutes?
15 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded. We go into executive session till 9:45.
And it'll be Brett, myself, and Chad and Austin, or
Yeah, well, Chad, Austin.
and Chad,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you guys.
Jarrett, it's your responsibility, put the executive session sign up.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
It's on
right
the
there on the-
table.
It's had a stickum, so you gotta slide it into the window.
The meeting will come back to order. Okay. Chad, you're fine now.
Oh.
Ask the question.
Okay. It was brought to my attention, and I brought it up to Steve and asked him, some residents in Edson, it's specifically roads B 64,
64.
right on the edge of town, and actually everything in Edson. Since
That's
it's-
old highway, old.
Right, since
Yeah.
it's not an incorporated town, is
Uh-huh.
technically 55. There's little kids that live on that road, and everywhere else in Edson. We can't enforce anything but a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Unless it's posted.
Unless it's posted, so
Right.
you guys would need to make after I talked to Brett, to make a resolution to lower that, and I know the residents over there were under
Like-
that assumption that it was, and I said, well, it's not, because it's
not
just a county
posted.
road.
So what speed limit are you proposing?
I think we need to look at a 30 mile an
I
hour.
would, yeah, I would think
30.
30. There's starting to be more kids that live over there, and, there's,
And that
Cochran
would
has
be
quite a
on-
bit of business coming out of the back, that's the backside of his driveway, basically.
Yeah, that's a dirt road anyway,
Yeah.
and so it really wouldn't hurt to keep that slowed down.
Yeah,
And that would put that speed limit on that street, but yet 24 could still be at the 55, or do we want to drop it to 30 on road?
I don't think on Highway 24 you necessarily need to drop that one, because
Just Road 64 from the asphalt
from 20
to
29.
Pongren's over there,
Yeah, basically 28 to 29, that mile.
about a quarter mile or
A mile,
half a mile.
Half mile or
I would
mile?
say you just make the motion, to change the speed limit to 30 miles an hour on Road 64 through the city of,
Through
or
Edson.
through Edson, and then
I'll make that
that'll give Road
motion.
and Bridge the.
But do we need to include all of Edson, because, since that's not incorporated, are all the cities?
Well, I'm just saying that'll give Road and Bridge and you guys the discretion where to put those signs.
Okay.
Well, I make a motion, we change the speed limit or allow the speed limit to be changed to 30 mile an hour on Road 64 through Edson.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion is passed. That'll take care of
Mhm.
that situation.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, I will get a hold of Rod.
Yep, and you can put them where you need them.
Okay. Do you guys have a minute? We did get our air conditioner, or our heater units put in over there.
Yes, I did announce that
Oh.
when a few of us went over to the jail and looked at
Yeah,
it
and
last
if you guys
week.
want to come back over and look, we are pressure washing in the process. They might put you to work, but
Oh,
the other
on
side.
the other
now,
side.
yeah.
Okay, I'd like to come in this
Yeah, come on
afternoon
in.
or sometime. Okay.
Anytime there.
But I did mention that I talked to the guys over there and that the heaters were put in and
Yes.
everything's working
So,
good.
as far as I know, yes.
Yep.
The roof's not leaking?
I found out after the fact that there was one spot, and it hasn't rained enough yet to, it was just like 2 or 3 drips. So I don't know whether it was a condensation accident or, what it was, but I told them to make sure I'm watching.
Yeah, keep an eye on it if there is one. Give them a call.
But
otherwise, everything else is okay right
so.
now. We thought the jail looked really nice where you're repainting.
Cleaning it
We're
up.
trying.
Yes,
Yeah.
it looks very nice. So, thank you very much, Chad.
Well, thank you guys, and I appreciate being able to work together for that, so.
Yep. So we need to make a motion to
Resign or to?
recess and
Recess
meet
and
meet
meet.
out at Highway 27
and 66.
Yep.
At
10 o'clock.
And you'll reconvene there and do the road viewing, and then you'll adjourn the meeting there as well.
And they, okay. So that motion's made.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to do the road recess and reconvene at 10 o'clock at the road, and we'll adjourn there. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Pose same sign.